And I was paging through to see what the Rebbe answers on different questions in Amunah. And I'm experiencing an interesting thing. I go through a few letters, and letter after letter, the Rebbe writes that a Jew has no problem with Amunah. A Jew just doesn't have a question in Amunah and believing in Hashem. They believe in their descendants of Jews that believed. The only reason why they bring up questions in Amunah is because they feel guilty not fulfilling Torah mitzvahs. In order to relax their guilt, they try to convince others and themselves that they have questions in Amunah, in faith, and this is a way for them to relax themselves. But the way I know this person, he doesn't seem like a person that has any guilt that he's lacking faith. He first of all, why should he feel guilty if he's already his family is already 3 generations without Judaism? Where should he feel guilty about? And also his character is such that I wouldn't think that he feels guilty about not fulfilling mitzvahs. So I'm trying to read further, and to my luck, he arrives early. And over here, I'm totally confused. I have no idea what's coming up over here. You know, in a lesson, if someone asks a question and I don't have the answer, I'm not an angel. I don't have the answer to every question. I'm entitled to say that I don't have the answer at the moment. I'll get back to you. I'll look it up. I'll get back to you. But when it comes to a question in Amunah, how is it that you don't have the answer in a question in Amunah? And there's no, I'll tell you a secret, in Yeshiva, we didn't have a subject Amunah. We learn Gemara, we learn Chassidus, we learn Shulchan Aruch, and there's Amunah everywhere in Torah. Amunah it's full of Amunah and Hashem. So I have no idea what type of question he's going to ask, and I don't want to make a chil Hashem. He sits down, and before I even start saying anything, he looks at me and says, Reb Chaim. He gives his cynical smile, his regular smile, and says, "You don't have to convince me anything about faith in Hashem. I believe in Hashem. I just feel guilty that I don't fulfill mitzvahs." And therefore, he basically translated in Russian what I just read in the letter. Fast forward a few years with him, he eventually went to yeshiva and became frum, he became religious, and he moved to Berlin. He moved to Germany, and he opened up a very successful store over there. And then eventually he had a family. He had to send kids to school, and he decided that the local Jewish school is not satisfying enough for him. So he moved to Belgium, and he commutes half the time he's not home. Why? Because he's concerned for his children's education. This is the person that used to always challenge me with Amunah questions. Now, fast forward another 5 years. My wife was teaching college girls, college students, and at some point, this same syndrome started. They started attacking her in almost every lesson with Amunah questions. This is probably almost 10 years after this previous story. And when questions come up is one thing, but it keeps coming up, and you realize there's something behind this over here. So my wife was teaching them, not me. I suggested to my wife she should invite them for Shabbos. And at the Shabbos table, I repeated over this story, and I held this booklet in the hands, and I read from the booklet what the Rebbe writes. As soon as I reached the Rebbe's words, that Jews have no problem with Hamuna. They just feel guilty, and this they feel like that this relaxed them. They all suddenly became like they were like all taken back. They were all in shock. And they started looking